I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brett will lead us in a prayer.
Pray with me. Father, we thank you for the needed rain and the beautiful weather. We would also thank you for all the blessings you give each and every one of us every day, including the blessings of Easter and the meaning it has to so many. Please be with our teachers, staff, and students as they go through testing. It's very stressful to all, so your support is very much needed in order to keep calm and accomplish much. We also thank you for the men and women of the armed forces as they serve our country and sometimes give the ultimate sacrifice in it. We hope you keep close contact with our world leaders as they struggle with decisions affecting every nation. Help them with judgment and alternatives to solve conflict. We ask this in your name. Amen.
This time we'll have the presentation of the...
Roll call.
I'm sorry. Roll call.
Dr. Kincaid?
Here.
Mr. Newsom?
Here.
Mr. Riley?
Here.
Mrs. Troop? Present. Mrs. Zimmershed? Here.
This time we'll have presentation of Employee of the Month and Friends of Education Award. Certified Employee of the Month for April is Mike Arnold, special education teacher at Union Grade School.
Mike Arnold, special education teacher at Union School, is the April 2017 Certified Employee of the Month. He was nominated by 10 members of the transportation staff. Bus drivers who deliver students to Union enjoy and appreciate and see how Mike is interacting with students each day. Mike is outside every morning supervising students arriving to Union. These members of the transportation staff enjoy watching him greet every student with a huge smile, calling them by name, giving them a high five or a fist bump. Not only do the bus drivers appreciate the assistance Mike provides to the bus students, but they take great pleasure of watching the children light up with glee each morning as they approach Mr. Arnold. If Mr. Arnold asks a student to do something or needs to give a student a direction, they respond immediately because they love him so much and want to please him. Without a doubt, everyone agrees that Mike Arnold has a special gift for working with students. Thank you, Mr. Arnold, for making the job of getting kids safely on and off the bus so easy and pleasurable for our bus drivers. The bus drivers wish every school could have a Mr. Arnold. Thanks.
At this time, we'll have the support employee for the month of April, Ann Schneeberger.
Okay. Nathan Conlon has nominated Ann Schneeberger as Employee of the Month. Here's why Nathan thinks Ann deserves this award. Nathan would like to nominate Ann as he has ridden Bus 4 for the past 8 years and has seen Ann put up with the most obnoxious kids you've ever seen. Ann is so kind, smart, and a thoughtful bus driver. Every holiday she greets the children on her bus with something or just a loving hug because she cares about them. Ann is the best bus driver ever. She is my friend, and therefore she should receive this award. We here in the Transportation Department agree with Nathan. Thank you, Ann, for your dedication and compassion you have shown these children every day.
The last award will go to Friend of Education for April. It's the Aviation Foundation.
Good evening. So proud of our students who step up and recognize those around them. That is impressive, young man. Come on up here, Mr. Blanton. I would like to recognize the Ponca City Aviation Foundation as Friend of Education for this month. The foundation focuses its resources on the youth of Ponca City by making an annual donation to each and every building. Those funds are generally used for student clothing or similar needs, such as backpacks or binders. In addition, each spring, the foundation awards a $1,500 college scholarship to a Poe High senior seeking a degree in the aviation field. The money that they raise is quite interesting. As some of you may know, they have a pancake breakfast at the airport every first Saturday of the month. Write that down on your calendar. This event is an airport tradition. Lots of people in the state and in this area fly in to participate. This fundraiser allows the foundation to donate for West $500. I'm not certain of the amount for other buildings. Over the years, many, many undersupported students in our community have benefited from the generosity of this organization. At West, we are proud to call them our friends in education. Thank you so much.
If the three award winners will go with Shelley, you get a picture, please. At this time, there's nobody here for public comment. Then we'll go to item number 4, which is the superintendent's report.
Okay, just have two things real quickly. Every year, we're required to present to the board what we call today the annual developmental education rates for 15-16, which means that these are the students who were first-time freshmen in the fall of 2016. So basically, we're talking about the class of 2015, and we're talking about students who would be sophomores in college at this time. And the number of those students, or the percentages of those students that had to take a developmental, or what we might call a remedial class. These courses are dependent upon which university you attend. The ACT score that a student has to score in order to qualify or not to have to take one of these courses is different for OSU than it is for Northwestern, which is different than it is for NOC. Earlier today, you received two documents. The first document was the printout that showed you the rates for every high school in the state of Oklahoma, and I think you've also got that at your seating area, one for two board members to share. And then the other thing that I did is I took the 21 largest high schools in the state, which we would consider to be our peer group, and I provided a list there of those high schools, and you'll see that there are some school districts that have multiple high schools, and those district scores were combined to create a developmental rate for each school district. And you can see that kind of where we fit in that list, which is basically right in the middle. So what do the numbers show for us for this class of 2015? The good news is that we did not have any of our students that had to take a remedial class in science. Usually every year, when we looked at this in the past, we've had one or two students who did not meet the science ACT score. Our language arts remediation or developmental rate was 7.9%. That compares with a 7.1% for the class of 14 and an 8.9% for the class of 13. For mathematics, this year our remediation numbers were 23.7% of the incoming freshmen. Last year it was 26.2, in 2013 it was 19.5. Typically, for us, the highest percentage of students who are required to take a remedial course is in the area of mathematics. This year it's different. And this year we had 26.6% of the students who were members of the class of 2015, the reason I'm backing up on that, they don't, if you read the requirements, what they'll tell you is this rate is made up of first-time freshmen who enrolled in 2015. So it will include students who they may have gone directly from high school to college. but it also would include students maybe who laid out for a year or two and are coming back. Okay, so it's not just individuals who graduated in the spring of 2015. But our remediation rate for this year's group was 26.6%, compared to 14.3% for the the 2014 group, and 8.9% for the 13 group. We're trying to get some answers as to why that number may be higher than it's been in the past. When we look at our ACT scores for that particular group of students, the overall ACT score for reading was higher than it was in any other subsection of the test. And it was also that particular subscore, as was our overall composite, was higher than the state and national average. So it's kind of a mystery to us, and as soon as we have an answer, if we get an answer, we will get that to you. That overall, so we have these different areas, sub areas that students take tests in, and then they create what they call an unduplicated remediation rate. And so no student counts twice. So when you take all those percentages and then the students those percentages represent, there were 50 students that enrolled in the fall semester of 2015 that had to take a remedial class of some kind, which means that 36% of our 2015 group had to take a remedial class. That is still less than the state average, but it's higher than we've been in quite a while. Last year, that number for us was 29.4%. The year before, it was 23.4%. Again, those, you generally have somewhere between 130 and 150 of our students that are enrolling in college. So it doesn't, the fact that the percentage is higher may mean that we had 4 or 5 more kids that had to take a remedial class and had to take it the year before. So those are our numbers. Again, the area that we're looking at is trying to get a handle on the reading score. The number of students that had to take a remedial class in reading was surprising to us, and we don't really have an answer for that. So, does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is graduation. Obviously, this year graduation is going to be a little bit different in that in the past, or for the past several years, whenever we've had a situation where we had weather problems, we had graduation in Robinson Fieldhouse. That will not happen this year because we're in the middle of a construction project. And so we have, the high school formed a committee of parents and some students. They looked at the different options we have in our community, and the option that they settled on, in case we have rain, is that we will graduate from First Baptist Church. We will, each student will get 3 rain tickets. In addition to the First Baptist Sanctuary, there will also be live streaming into the Fellowship Hall at First Baptist. We will also set up live streaming in the Poe High Auditorium. We've live streamed our graduation for the last 2 years, and so anybody who has internet access has the ability to watch graduation. Graduation is scheduled for May 19th, and I am very hopeful that it'll be a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day so that we won't have to change our graduation plans. Anybody have any questions? Okay, that's all I have.
Item number 5, the consent calendar. Jill Henderson, Director of Special Service, asked that the board not approve the agreement with the LAMP at this time. The item is number 6 on this contract agreement. So when we ask for the motion to approve the consent agreement, we will remove item 6 from the contract agreement. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, do we have a motion? Motion's been made. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
With the addition, with the modifications?
You asking me?
Oh,
No.
he's-
I'm sorry.
Mr. Newsom?
Aye.
Mr. Riley?
Aye.
Mrs. Troop? Mrs. Zimmershed? Aye. Dr. Kincaid?
Aye. Item number 6, action items, consideration of vote to approve or not approve the following items. 6.1, consideration of vote to approve or not approve the following district financial report. 6.2, consideration of vote to approve or not approve the following contracts. A is the contract with the,
Just
We'll just do the
6-1.
one. I'll-
okay, we just do 6.1?
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to approve 6-1. We had a good finance meeting, and
Okay, motion's been made and second. Any discussion?
it's nice, Robin. It was nice.
I did your question.
Then we'll vote on item 6.1.
Mr. Riley?
Aye.
Mrs. Troop?
Aye.
Mrs. Zimmershed?
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid?
Aye.
Mr. Newsom?
Aye.
6.2, consideration of vote to approve or not approve the following contract. A, contract with Municipal Accounting System, Inc. for software service agreement 217 and 18. B, agreement with Trinity 3 Technology for classroom Chromebooks and computers for summer refreshment. And C, comprehensive maintenance agreement with Galaxy Business Equipment, Inc. for 6 copiers. Do we have a motion?
Yes, we have a motion for.
Motion's been made. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll vote.
Mrs. Troop?
Aye.
Mrs. Zimmershed?
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid?
Aye.
Mr. Newsom?
Aye.
Mr. Riley?
Aye.
6.3, consideration of vote to approve or not approve guaranteed maximum price for the following project. A, Concert Hall Package 1 project in the amount of $1,021,019. B, Garfield Vestibule Safe Entry Project in the amount of $125,760. C, Weight Training Facility Addition for Ticket Booth and Ticket Booth in the amount of $2,343,324.37. D, East Middle School HVAC project in the amount of $1,785,795.17. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, we have a motion to approve A through D on 6.3.
Okay, is there a second?
We visited about this a lot in properties
Right.
in the last meeting, so.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Brad, isn't the middle school HVAC, isn't that the one that's way over budget?
No, that was right on, pretty close to right on budget. That's the one that was going to be way over budget.
It was going to be like 300,000 or 400,000 over, wasn't it, at one point?
At one point, but it's not now.
Serious value engineering. Okay.
Any other discussion? We'll vote.
Mrs. Zimmershed?
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid?
Aye.
Mr. Newsom?
Aye.
Mr. Riley?
Aye.
Mrs. Troop?
Item 6.4, consideration of and vote to approve or not approve the recognition of May 7th through the 13th as Teacher Appreciation Week.
Motion to approve 6.4.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
Gonna
We'll
be
vote.
awesome.
Dr. Kincaid?
Aye.
Mr. Newsom?
Aye.
Mr. Riley?
Aye.
Mrs. Troop?
Aye.
Mrs. Zimmershed?
Aye.
Item 6.5, consideration of and vote to approve or not approve a proposed executive session for the following purpose. Discuss the possible termination, reassignment, resignation, employment of personnel on the attached detailed personnel report. Discuss the employment of building principals and athletic director. Discuss confidential conversation with the board's attorney concerning pending claims and litigation. Do we
Motion to go into executive
need a
session.
motion? Are we going?
It's up to you guys. I don't have anything.
Let's go for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll have a motion to go into executive session.
I need
Wait
a
a
second.
second.
We have a second?
Oh.
Okay, motion and second. We'll vote then.
Mr. Newsom.
Aye.
Mr. Riley.
Aye.
Mrs. Troop. Aye. Mrs. Zimmershed.
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid.
Aye. So we'll break for executive session now. We'll return to open session.
Been all night.
Item 6, 7, recited by the board president, the minutes of the executive session were kept by the board minutes clerk and remain confidential. We don't vote on that, do we? 6, 8, vote to approve or not approve the renewal of the following administrator's contract for 17-18 school year. Principals Lori Cox, Barbara Davis, Thad Dilpeck, Tammy Flassfuller, Carla Fry, Elizabeth Hargraves, Curtis Layton, Jennifer Martinez, Rhonda Merrifield, Dr. Trina Ressler, Tim Williams, and Athletic Director Jared Freeman. I need a motion for that.
I move to approve 6-8.
Second.
Okay, motion and second, any discussion? We'll vote.
Mr. Riley.
Aye.
Mrs. Troop. Aye. Mrs. Zimmershed.
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid.
Aye.
Mr. Newsom.
Aye.
6-9, vote to approve or not approve recommendation for termination, reassignment, resignation, employment of personnel.
Motion to approve personnel.
Okay, second?
Second.
Any discussion? Vote.
Mrs. Troop. Aye. Mrs. Zimmershed.
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid.
Aye.
Mr. Newsom.
Aye.
Mr. Riley.
Aye.
Item 7, new business, David?
Yes, we do. We have an employment of a teacher, Caitlin Anderson, 4th grade math and science at Liberty Elementary School. We'd like to add her to our, if you'd approve the employment of Caitlin Anderson.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Vote.
Mrs. Zimmershed.
Aye.
Dr. Kincaid.
Aye.
Mr. Newsom.
Aye.
Mr. Riley.
Aye.
Mrs. Troop. Aye.
Item number 8, motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's closed.